Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban.
Between Team Freedom and Team Onyx, the actual just final game of the day, period, here on Starladder I-League StarSeries. This is the NA Qualifiers round robin, so it's all best of twos. Team Freedom picked up game one. I'm your caster VTM, and joining me is CCNC, my co-host for the day.
Hey.
Hey. So, Team Freedom, they kicked some butt, and IX Mike, his Abaddon, it's first phase banned Team Onyx, whereas Freedom, they're getting rid of the Pit Lord. Do you think Bulba did enough on the Pit Lord, or is it more just Freedom probably don't want to deal with that potential of what it could turn into?
I'm not sure. I don't remember what the bans were in the first game, but both the Abaddon and the Underlord getting banned out. So both of the super retard run at you heroes getting banned out, maybe have slightly more normal Dota. Well, I have to see. It's kind of interesting. Onyx just had the first pick, and they banned out the Abaddon themselves. So they obviously have something in mind. You'd think if they have the, I guess they. We'll see.
We'll see what happens. I mean, you don't see too many teams running the 3-position Abaddon, so they actually grab themselves an Omni Knight.
Okay.
They probably
So
are like,
they
we don't want to run it as a support, so we might as well ban it.
So they banned 2 of the retard run at yous, and then they get the third one. They get the Omni Knight. They run a lot of mid Omni Knights.
Oh.
And then sometimes they also will do offline Omni Knights. I think they maybe have done like 1 game support Omni Knight. But Freedom with the Drow Weaver, so countering out Omni Knight with massive physical damage, but Onyx getting the Ember Spirit, so one of the best tiers in the game at the moment. I haven't seen Freedom run Drow in a while, but it was obviously a very planned response. They wanted to go for the strat, as it was just bam bam, immediately picking those 2 heroes. So physical damage, very good versus both of Onyx's heroes. We'll just have to, you know, it's a Drow strat, so.
But to play devil's advocate for Onyx, Ember, pretty good at getting in the back lines and dealing with the Drow. If he can position his remnants properly and not get gusted, he could blast her down very, very fast, right? Not a hero that normally gets too much health, you know, tends to have a lot of armor and stuff, so.
Yeah, one of the issues
it's not the most ideal lineup, but I'm just trying to play devil's advocate.
Yeah, I mean, one of the issues that Ember runs into whenever you pick him early, especially versus Drow, versus, you know, lineups with massive physical damage, is that if you do have a rough laning stage, then you can kind of just get run over. And there are a lot of heroes that can do very well versus Ember with the Drow Aura. Viper can do extremely well. Quap can do really well versus Ember lane. SF can do really well, and they ban out the Storm. And I don't think Tomato plays much Storm. I don't think he plays Storm at all, so I think maybe a little bit of a wasted ban, not being sure if Tomato plays Storm or not, but I think they may end up going for the Viper or the SF and just trying to crush this Ember Spirit in lane and just run over them. As Onyx, not having the most mobile heroes right now, they kind of want to fight Freedom. Their first 2 picks, obviously they can diversify, as that's really only the offlane and most probably the mid, could be the safe laner, but see. It's kind of interesting. Haven't seen a Drow strat from NA Dotes in a while.
I don't want to be negative here, but I feel like they might fuck it up. You know, just being out of practice with the Drow. But this could be a support or an offlane weaver.
I'm sure they picked it in scrims before. I don't think it's gonna be offlane weaver. Offlane weaver is pretty atrocious. You have some serious catch issues. Where you've got an offlane weaver. I think it could also be a mid weaver, either support or mid weaver. I think most likely.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to see though. Onyx banning out the silencer. They run mid silencer a lot, so another hero that does very, very well versus the Ember Spirit in lane. Good versus Omni Knight. Really like that ban a lot. I think it's very, very well tailored against Freedom. A very situational ban, obviously, but hero that crushes Ember Spirit in lane and a super Freedom comfort pick for Tomato. So a good ban there. Let's see what Freedom take for their third hero.
There's still the Sand King in the works. Is that an IX Mike hero?
Yeah, I mean most offliners are IX Mike heroes. They don't typically pick the Sand King as it's not super pushy to the left that IX Mike like a lot to play. Let's see. I'm trying to think. There's still Legion Commander. That he plays a decent amount. I'm trying to look. We'll have to see. It's kind of interesting. Not too many IX Mike heroes left in the pool.
5 seconds remaining.
Onyx are really, really big and messing with the IX Mike then.
Reserve time.
The mustache, man. It's too powerful for them. They can't deal with it. Onyx taking their time, though. Grabbing themselves a clockwork.
Dire team pick.
Good at catching out that drow or anyone who seems to be out of place. The only problem is you lock yourself in the cogs, right? It's your own prison. The disruptor can just set you up, kill you. I mean, a solo static storm just for one clockwork, not usually worth it, but you never know. In a scenario, you might catch out your own teammate or something in there as well, and then it's your own freaking prison.
Yeah, Disruptor and the Clockwork extremely good versus Drow, one of the best heroes in the game because you don't need a blink, you don't need any items to get on top of the Drow, so you're not waiting for this certain timing before you can kill the Drow. You just need a few levels, and then you can always get on top of this Drow. She needs to get a Hurricane Pike, whatever, to get away from you, and even still, just this hero that's constantly running at you, a hero that gives vision, so you can play around the Drow, kite around, jump on her whenever you want to. Unless you take the fights how you want to take these fights, so I really like this Clockwork pick.
Ooh.
Bat Rider, forgot about that. That is an IX Mike hero. It also gives them a very, very strong dual offlane. If the Weaver chooses to go down there, so a Weaver Bat Rider lane, extremely strong, and the Disruptor Drow should be able to do decently well against the Clockwork. The Weaver may start top and then go bottom after a little bit to pair up with the Bat Rider. We'll have to see what Juby chooses to do with that Weaver, but
5 seconds
Bat Rider definitely an IX Mike hero. I forgot about that one.
Reserve
I mean,
time.
looking at Bat Rider now, it's so sad just what he used to be compared to now. Just how, like, unbelievably broken he'd be considered. He had, what, 50 base damage or something, and Napalm gave 20 damage instead of 10 or something. It was insane.
Yeah, you could attack while lassoed, or while lassoing people. You had, like, full night vision. Lasso had twice the range it currently does. This hero was like twice as good. Flame Break, cancel TPs.
The good old days. Anyway, what do you think Onyx can do to deal with this Bat Rider now? It's a little later in the draft, so he's not gonna have too much focus on a counter. There's still a support pick left. There's still Venge. Still in the pool. Would Venge work with the rest of Onyx's draft?
10 seconds remaining.
Phantom Assassin.
PA. Okay, so
Yes.
the Mason PA. Mason almost always plays the PA. He's been picking at a fair amount in pubs. He'll go for like the Vanguard Deso. Very good versus the Drown because you can just get on top of her non-stop.
Mhm.
There's not too much she can do about it. You can always be blinking on top of her. The dagger is very, very good in these long, drawn-out fights. Constantly be throwing them to the Drow, keeping her immobile. Also works very, very well with the Omni Knights, as you just get repel, or you jump in, you get healed and repel, and then you just chase this Drow down.
Reserve time.
And there's not too much they can do about it. It's very good versus the physical damage lineup they have. Not great versus the Weavers. Him and the Drow are going to be missing a lot, and just overall a very good pick. And I think Freedom was going to 5th ban it, so go for it in the 4th, so they can counter it, or at least try their best to something that does well versus it for Tomato in this mid lane. have to see what they go for, but I do like this PA pick a lot, and Onyx is suited up well to deal with the Drow strat, but as it does go with most Drow games, it comes down to a lot to how these lanes go, and if Onyx can get off to a good enough start to punish Drow.
Reserve time.
I'm really interested in seeing the mid pick for Freedom. There's usually two ways you could go with the Drow lineup. You'll either want someone who can utilize that damage and get a shitload of kills with it, like say a Storm, even though he's banned, but as an example, or someone who can take that damage and turn it into crap loads of pushing, and then your whole team just goes and, you know, annihilates stuff. I really like that Coddle pick. Pretty strong against the Weaver. I mean, if it's a support Weaver, right, he's not going to be getting Lincolns in forever. You manually leak him up, he's never going to be able to get away.
Legion Commander.
Legion, okay.
So it's the Legion. Okay, alright. The Purge is really nice for the daggers, as well as the Coddle mana leak. They needed some, they kind of wanted some more lockdown. Only the Batrider, not the greatest catch hero in the world, as he kind of likes to buy drums and sort of run in, so the LC gives him a little bit more catch. Does well versus Ember in the mid lane, probably slightly LC favored until this lane goes a little bit later. Yeah, the double dagger is nice. The D push is also very, very nice against the push of Freedom. Whenever they do get set up, it lets them pull the heroes around the map. So PA, a hero that likes to be in these fights and such, but also can fall behind on items a fair amount. So she can TP to a lane, go to a fight, and then get immediately recalled back, go back to farming. The Coddle has some space once this PA gets a few items, goes around. So this is a game where a Coddle can, you know, maybe get a few items, but since the Coddle is support and has an Omni Knight with them, and it's going to be like a 5 Coddle, so probably not going to be getting an Aghanim's reasonably. Just drink water with ants. What the heck?
Why are ants in his water? Man, I hate brown. That's not a good thing to say, Mike.
Oh, it's
that's
mid-drow.
It's true, NA Dota right there.
Okay,
Mid-drow?
So mid-drow. Yep. So
that's greedy.
ESJ LC. Neither of Onyx's supports are really good at rotating on mid at all, and the Drow should have a fairly good time against this Ember Spirit. Sort of has the same sort of effect that the Viper does, in that you can always just frost arrow them, so you aren't taking aggro from the creeps. You know, can punch them down, and it should be a decent time for the Drow Ranger. Can get a very, very fast level 6. And also, you know, a little bit harder for them to just sort of rush at this mid lane as it is to run at the safe lane. BSJ also typically plays their LC. So I like this switch up, putting the mid drow. It's unconventional, but I think it may work out in this game. I'll have to see. It's kind of interesting. It's a cool strategy from Freedom. As Blue TV's down here and gets deep ward. They were smoked up as well, so it's not going to spot him, and they're not going to know that this ward is here either. So a little bit fortunate for Onyx, as well as Freedom, as they don't get spotted moving down into this bottom lane.
They're going in deep. Really good ward there. Both teams prioritizing these safe lane wards. Well, I guess no, that's an off lane ward. Lane wards rather than just in the mid lane, you know, for the vision.
30 seconds to battle.
So
Yeah,
they're
these,
anticipating a lot of rotations, I would say.
Yeah, let's you figure out where they're laning, because Freedom probably wants the LC to be against the PA. They want to have a 1v1 of the Batrider versus the Clockwork, because the Batrider would do very well in that lane, or at least even, and then this LC Weaver Disruptor lane will do extremely well against this PA. A very, very weak laning hero early. They do have the Omni Knight to heal, as well as the Cuddle Blast, so it's not the weakest lane in the world, but should be at least pretty good for Freedom, and it'll also keep their supports down, so they won't be able to rotate onto the Drow with either the Coddle or the Omni Knight. So I really like this laning decision from Freedom. That's sort of why they do get these wards down, but it looks like they're actually going to go to a dual lane scenario now, with BSJ and Eagle both going down to bottom, Disruptor going up to top to punish the Clockwork. So we'll see how these lanes go. Onyx's heroes aren't really suited to deal with this dual lane early on, so for you to make it away with this greedy lane setup, not going for strong lane, just the dual lane, as well as the dual lane top. You could win all 3 lanes like this, we'll have to see.
We'll see. France is very, very deep near this tower.
That is one disadvantage Drow does have versus the Ember Spirit, is you can never break his shield because you have no magic damage. So first couple of waves he's going to be able to get a lot of creeps, as he's going to have a seriously hard time pressuring him. It's because his waves are just always going to be shoved in. So only when the lane gets later, a little bit later in, when he has a second Wraith Band, which he's working on now, starts getting some more levels, will this lane get a little obnoxious for the Ember Spirit. But as of now, he's doing okay, has the wave on his hill. So Ember, as of now, is fine with how the lanes are going.
So what I'm eager to see is how they're actually going to utilize this Legion. Is this still going to be, you know, one position Legion, since it is BSJ, where you're primarily focused on survival, or is there more? I mean, I guess I'm answering my own question. It's more of a singular fighter rather than focused on the team aspect. But that's regardless, because Mason takes down Eagle.
Yeah, they do get a nice kill on there, and Tomato may actually be going down mid. Flame Shield, right clicks, yeah. Going for the boots first on the Ember, a really nice pickup, and not the kind of start you want to see for Freedom. Your Drow going down, as well as this bottom lane going quite well for Onyx, and still a whole lot of regen on Mason, so they're not really near the point where they can force this PI out of lane. He has more CS than BSJ as well, just by a tad, so far it's sort of backfiring a little bit, and all the lanes going quite well for Freedom. Maneski getting that solo kill, doubling up the Drow CS as the boots and the bottle very far from the boots, so this lane could devolve very quickly as the Ember is going to get up above him on levels, going to get to level 5 or so. When he gets that triple remnant, is almost always going to have kill potential, so they have to send Juby mid to help out Tomato here. Definitely not the kind of situation you want to be in, and a very good start for Onyx so far.
It's very painful. I mean, like the Ember here, when you're getting stomped by a melee hero as a ranged hero, it's definitely a signal that there's something wrong. Bottom Dubu getting chased down. Honestly, these engagements are so scrappy and like unconventional. It's just a little subtle harass here and there, and really hard to predict when these are going to turn into actual fights. We have the group communal shower here, Eagle and BSJ. I think
Maneski may actually be going down mid. They have the level 1 glimpse, not quite in range. Only level 1. Maneski barely gets away. And Juby coming in mid to help out Tomato. If he doesn't do that, then this lane's going to get super grim for the Drow very quickly. So coming in to help him out. When he gets to level 6, things may turn around a little bit, but he really needs those boosts. The Ember is just going to continue to run at him, pressure him. But Demon almost going down bottom, barely living. PSG going for the finish, but Demon dodging it out, and will live with just 10 HP.
Nice. So at this point in the game, you know, Freedom, it seems like they need a little help mid, right? They've got their disruptor there. Legion is a pretty self-sufficient laner. Is it smart to keep this Weaver here, or would you maybe want to go help out the Bat Rider? Because at this point, it looks like the Weaver's just feeding. He's just fast food for Mason.
Yeah, they're barely get him there before he's able to get his next Shikuchi off. I mean, the Weaver doesn't really do anything top. They can maybe threaten to kill in this Clockwork, but killing a Clockwork is just doesn't really do too much. He's just gonna come back up to this lane, get a 6. And
feels like he's not doing anything in this lane either, though.
He's pressuring Mason, keep him from getting free farm. Only 16 CS on the PA currently, and also he's enabling BSJ to be down here. Stay in this lane. If he wasn't here, the LC could get zoned out solo. And Bat Rider is already having a good game, so you don't really need to enable him anymore. The Clockwork is going to get his levels regardless. So, just staying down here, continuing to mess with Mason. May even be able to get a kill here, pressuring him a little bit, forcing him back. He's almost out of regen now, is going to be forced to use his salve in just a little bit. Ooh, constantly healing him up. the Coddle giving Dubo mana, so just constantly spamming these heals, keeping him full HP, so he's able to stay in this lane is really the only reason that this PA is getting as much as she is.
So at what point though would they just take Eagle out of here? Like, is it after a certain amount of times he's died, or is it once BSJ's accomplished a certain item, or rather Mason has not accomplished a certain item by a certain time?
I mean, it sort of depends on feel and how the game's going. There's someone else, if there's someone better, if somewhere better for him to be. You know, it depends on a lot of things, but I don't think it's so set in stone as just finishing one item or another.
Fair point. I like Tomato's build here with the maximum agi, really trying to help enable the rest, like his supports, with a lot of damage. I mean, this Weaver hits really hard already.
100 damage, has the Blightstone as well, so it chunks down Coddle and Omni Knight. They're scattering over.
Oh, BSJ looks like he is the focus here. He does pull down the overwhelming odds, but oh, the Illuminate hitting him really hard. Mason and Francis both chasing down BSJ. He does manage to press the attack to get away, but there's no shrine, there's no heals, and he'll fall to Mason.
4 levels of sticky napalm on Onyx Mike, so they hit very hard with the triple remnant, doing so much damage.
Oh, Onyx Mike also falling to the Illuminate there. So scrappy though. Mason throwing out daggers left and right. Francis now with the double chains takes down a Weaver. It looks like they're ready to fight Jubei now, but BSJ's here and he's at full health, so he's ready to man up on Francis, but the kinetic field not going to stop him from running away just yet.
Yeah, but he's going to TV back to base and heal. Although meanwhile, Tomato hitting mid. We'll have the treads before too long. Has the 3 bands of Elvis Skin and the 2 Wraith bands. Going to build on the treads as well as the Dragonlance. So it looks funny now, but just helps him get some more damage up for his team. Like you said, the Weaver chased down this PA. Maybe able to get a clean up the kill here. Has the Swarm. Has another Shikuchi in 1 second.
Nah,
no.
A little too
Base
deep.
boots on PA. Just barely get him out of there in time, so Mason's living with just a sliver of HP and has 1k gold now. The net worth, it's really not super pretty for Freedom, as BSJ not really amazingly farmed right now. IX Mike had a decent start and tries to rotate down the team, but while he leaves that whole time, Bulba just sitting on top and free farming. So 40 CS now on the Clockwork, looking quite good for him.
I'm interested to see, like, once this Clockwork starts to be a part of these team fights and actually involved on the map, what dynamic that's going to set, because it's already looking like Freedom are having a very rough time just 5-on-4 or 4-on-4, and this Clockwork, I mean, he's got max battery assault. It's a lot of damage if he's stuck in a fight. Oh, Demon trying to get out of there. He did do the blinding light and he is out. There's the duel. Was the battery assault up? Oh man, the massive remnant damage. BSJ will fall. Jubei getting hook shot right into the face. Oh man, and then we're gonna have the recall pulling out the Clockwork. That was some finesse there by Onyx.
Yep, they do get a couple kills there. Francis working on the Veil, so he's up to 1400 gold now, on top of already having 1 Now Talisman and getting pulled back to the base as well. You said, so gonna be able to. His TP is on cooldown, so not super crazy efficient, but he's healed up and walking back out. So Tomato just continues to farm these ancient camps, but really not as farmed as you want to be, only level 8s. I guess the Ember Spirit is level 8 as well, but you really want your Drow to be having an amazing start. He's got a reason on a farm, but his other heroes have had such poor starts. The Batrider having a good start in lane, but then kind of falling behind on net worth after a fight not really going his way, and now BSJ having a pretty poor laning stage and trying to catch up mid. So, you know, over the map, just sort of in catch-up mode, trying to get their support some levels, get this Disruptor his level 6, get Weaver some items so maybe he can have an impact on the game, whereas Onyx very fine with how the game is going now. Mason looks like he's going to go in for a Vanguard, so he's going to take
going on Tomato. They get him with the Illuminate, and the cogs are actually holding him back. But Oh, but we'll get the hook shot kill. We actually have the lasso grabbing up Omni. The duel right in the middle of the Firefly. Have the Guardian Angel being popped. Demon running for his life. There's no dual damage there. Eagle getting chopped up at the edge of the fight. Illumina doing a huge amount of damage to BSJ. He also falls. Now this dagger slowing down IX Mike. Huge crit. Francis and company all slice him apart. Bulba will take the kill there. And a pause.
Yep. Find the drow. They realize that she's not in their jungle. She's not farming any of the lanes, so most probably at the ancients, common spot the drows farm. You chase her down with all these aggressive heroes like we talked about in the draft. They're just super good at running down freedom unless they have a good start in these lanes, which they really didn't. Losing almost all of their lanes. The Clockwork having a great time. The Ember getting that solo kill, and now really rotating around, showing off how good that hero is. So overall, Onyx having a very, very good start in this game. 5 kills there, so a 5-for-0 fight at 10 minutes. Not really.
But now the thing is, they have to actually transfer this into some sort of map dominance. Last game we saw, they were taking some fights early on, but then they had a very hard time keeping Team Freedom down and really capitalizing off of the gains that they achieved in these fights. So, I mean, you can win as many fights as you want, but if you're never going to be able to take that next step and really capitalize, go towards closing out the game, it's just going to be a painful process. And looking like they're doing that now, they're trying to pressure bottom. Mason is at least with the Clockwork behind him, ready to hook shot in necessary. Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, Bowl TVs to the tier 2 tower. Looks like they may be going for a smoke play. Demon buying one, didn't have one on him currently. Looks like they want to make a move up to this top tower and maybe take it down. Mason stays bottom and finishes off his Vanguard. Up to see Bubble running through. Maybe trying to find the drow, who is around these parts. He may be able to get a hook and get the kill.
Oh my god, he might get him.
He spotted him for just a second there.
Oh,
Nice
he got him! Oh, the battery assault. You can the gust even misses. Oh, Bulba cleaning it up. Even if he gets flame breaked out of the cogs, he still cleans it up there. So we have the recall from Demon now. Francis and company are here. They're going to do exactly what I was saying. They're going to turn this into a tower. And it doesn't look like Freedom can really do anything about that at this point.
Yep, they are going to take this tower down. You're going to have a lot more map control over Freedom's jungle, so continuing to taking advantage across the map with the Veil now up on Mineski as well. Trying to set up for a kill on mid, but just barely running out on time. Weren't able to get the duel. Static Storm into place. Just Omni Knight just defending bottom. Can't really pressure him either, and just all these heroes on Onyx very difficult to kill. Ember Spirit super slippery. The Omni Knight has heal, blade mail, and a point booster already on Clockwork. 5.3k net worth. He is so farmed. 12 minutes. 1500 HP. It's very, very hard for Freedom to kill anyone with this Drow strat. The damage they normally have is not really there right now.
Bulba's had a great time, and yeah, he's just like a shark hunt. Oh, thirsty for blood. Oh, there's a duel. Bottom. BSJ getting his first damage of the game, and we have the lasso grabbing Bulba, but God, he's so tanky. Yeah, it's taken a whole team just to take him down. He even almost grabs Eagle as he goes, but the blade mail didn't last long enough. Francis is here to fight Tomato. Oh, Mason jumping in very, very close. The Gus gonna push him back. Silence for a good chunk of time there. No dagger just yet to connect on. And Francis and Mason take down Tomato.
Yeah, Francis, they're a little bit late to the party. They do lose 3. Don't lose the tower though. And they do get the cleanup kill on the Drow, so not the greatest for Onyx, but still not that big of a deal as they continue to farm off in some other quarters, having the Vanguard now on Mason. So not doing much damage, but very, very tanky, and just being sort of that frontliner while the Ember and the Clockwork do most of the damage with their early good starts. They have Blast as well for damage, the Omni Knight heal. So PK going to be winging into the Death most probably next, and fix some of the shortcomings and damage he currently has.
So looking at this Bat Rider. Oh, speaking of looking at this Bat Rider, huge crit. The Illuminate, as well as just some casual right clicks, takes him down. I was about to say, he feels like he hasn't really done too much in this game. Normally your Bat Riders, you want them to, if they get online, I mean, he had a decent lane, right? He got some farm. He wasn't pushed to the jungle. I think he'd be making space by then, but what is it that's holding IX Mike down so much? Oh,
I mean, they lost a lot of their other lanes, and it's very hard to rotate and fight around the map whenever they have this Omni Knight.
The hook onto Tomato again. We have the Gust back onto the PA, but that's not who you really need to take down. You need to get this Clockwork. Battery Assault hurts. BSJ running in with the anime run. Oh man, these crits. They've been getting really lucky with these daggers. I feel so bad for BSJ right now. Like, this man keeps trying to pull himself up. Has he fed any damage away yet? No, he hasn't fed damage away. But his duels, not even turning into kills half the time. Get a rough lane. Eagle looks like he's about to get caught out. Yeah, Dubu with that purification takes the kill. Now Mason chasing down IX Mike. He goes up onto the cliff. Firefly allowing him to escape. Team Onyx are very brutal right now. And they're gearing up to take bottom tower, or at least that's how it appears.
You have the Ember with the Boots of Travel now as well, gonna be going for the Yule, so can purge off the silence, can hold himself up in the air for a little bit while the Static Storm is going on. Some extra movement speed, lets him get in there a little bit faster. Overall, Yule's a very nice item on Ember.
Oh! Eagle with the drive-by deny. That was good, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was a nice deny from him. Getting whatever they can, trying to slow down Onyx's roll as Bulba finds another kill on ESJ, so Bulba continuing to snowball ahead, gonna have probably a 20-minute Aghanims at this rate. Extremely farmed. Blade Mail on top, and IX Mike has had the drums for quite some time now and still working on the blink. 1k gold now, so slowly creeping towards it, but this game really has slowed to a crawl for Freedom. It's still only level 1 marksmanship on the Drow as well. Team farming Ancients as Eagle picks up what he can down bottom.
There's nowhere safe for this Drow. I mean, even with these wards up, hook shot, man, 2,500 range away, you can get caught out almost anywhere. It's Team Freedom are starving. Oh, they get the duel though onto Ember. Do they have enough damage to take him down? They're dumping everything on this man. No duel was won though. No duel damage, but it does end the unstoppable streak. Francis Lee there. A lot of gold.
Yeah, it's a nice kill. They're able to get this top lane in as well. I think that was the reveal of VSJ's blink, so they do get that nice kill. Buy the Drow a little bit of space up to the level 2 marksmanship aura now, and almost up to that Hurricane Pike, but Onyx storms into the dire jungle.
Clockwork with the hook onto Tomato again. It's just a ruthless assault. This man is a stalker, and we need to get a restraining order every time he is on him. Oh, now Jubei the focus. He does get the glimpse back, trying to TP out. Oh my god, Bulba with the cogs, preventing it. Good overwhelming odds from BSJ, but Dubu is here and he's ready to heal. Oh man, BSJ jumping in, trying to get that emergency duel. The cogs so much pushing him off. They do actually grab that lasso though, so it will secure a kill. They get something. Eagle running through the fight. They actually take down the Caudal as well. Bat Rider falls though, or IX Mike. Francis desperate to chase down BSJ.
Yeah, they don't end up getting him, but they clean up the Bat Rider. They lose both the supports, but not dropping any cores. Francis coming in on the tail end, getting a couple of cleanup kills, and just overall a very nice, a pretty decent fight for Onyx, taking down the Drow once again. So just really beating right now, 0-6 and 2. Sort of basically the opposite of how we saw Tomato the start he had last game. Extremely farm, constantly splitting over the map. This game, trapped by his Ancients, trying to get what little he can. And now Freedom gonna smoke out. They do have the blink on IX Mike, the lasso in 20 seconds, so not currently. They're gonna look for whatever pickoff they can. They do have the blink duel, so they may run into this Ember and get a pickoff on him again. Really nice. He is quite high on the net worth charts. We'll see. Doesn't look like they're gonna find anyone as Onyx runs straight to the Roshan pit. Gotta kill this off, and there's no way Freedom can contest this, so gonna be a free Aegis, most probably on this PA, so she can continue to just be extremely aggressive, go into these fights, and just pressure Freedom, constantly taking these fights.
Ooh, Freedom. I do have Francis Lee here. Rocket gonna be scouting out. Yep. So Ember Spirit knows to be safe here. Yeah, Flame Guard was in the Sentry's path, dodging out the silence, and now Onyx just pushing in the mid lane. Sure, they'd happily trade a tier 1 for a tier 2.
Yep, have the Deso now on Mason, so the tower is going to get taken down pretty quickly with the minus armor. Neski back to the mid lane, running down back to the bottom lane. There's some wards from Freedom, so they will see them running down here. They may be able to take a fight around this high ground. This is a pretty good spot for them, and they have the duel on the last on Bat Rider, but it's going to get rooted down, stuck in position.
Oh, they get the hook onto the bat, cog him back. He's in the center of the action. Battery Assault going to help take him down. Looking like Team Freedom are running, turning tail, getting out of there as fast as possible. Jubei going to the south, so the team going to the north. BSJ got out of there with a quickness. And Mason is on the hunt.
Yep. Gonna finish off that mid tower that they left to run down the bottom and pick up IX Mike. So another kill. Bulbo with Aghanims and Blade Mail now, 9.2k net worth at 20 minutes. Like we said, about the time we were expecting him to get it at this rate. And now having that nice ward, seeing them running up to this top lane are going to catch him here. Great ward, scouting where they're headed. Nice deep wards. Maybe able to hit the
he gets
on
a
the
creep.
The Tomato with no TP and his Hurricane Pike on cooldown. Bubba, another hook in 6 minutes. Tomato still probably going to go down, even with the press the attack on the LC.
Ooh. There's the Hurricane Pike. Tomato getting purged so that he can run the dagger. Oh, the unlucky crit. We get the hook shot forward onto BSJ. He's trapped. And the Clockwork in the Firefly. There's that connect. It's not really doing much at all. Francis is stuck away from the fight, but meanwhile we have a duel on in the front of that. There we go. Winner, chicken dinner. But down falls BSJ. He might have gotten the damage, but at what cost? Jubei, oh man, burned alive. Critted up by a dagger. This is painful. They did manage to get Bulba. That's a consolation.
Yep, so a lot of gold going their way there, but they do lose 5, and they're going to lose his tier 2 as well, so trading 2 for 5. All these fights just continuing to go Onyx's way, as they really don't have a way to deal with this PA, just all the way up in their face. 1500 HP, the Vanguard HP regen, the lifesteal from his level 15 talent now as well. I'm going to go for this Lincoln, so once he has that, will be almost no way for Freedom to bring him down, combined with the Omninet heals. So Onyx definitely in a super commanding position, keeping the Shrine, going to kill the Ancients and Shrine up, and Onyx probably going to continue to keep up the aggression, going to smoke to this bottom tower maybe, or just run there, stay grouped up, and really just want to keep the pressure up as they're extremely strong right now, and Freedom really just taking a beating in the drought, only with the Hurricane Pike now at 22 minutes. All 3 of Onyx's cores above all of Freedom's cores.
It's painful. This Drow 0-7-4. Meanwhile, the Ember Spirit 10-1-9. And the PA 5-0-11. This is painful. Painful time to be on Team Freedom. But they're gearing up, you know, they're doing what they can. They're sticking together, trying to huddle up and get some sort of farm. Their high ground defense isn't going to be the strongest, but hopefully doesn't have to come down to that, where they're just stuck in their base defending constantly.
Yeah, they're gonna push out this top lane as a team. I expect pushing out mid a little bit. Now, ESJ team.
Oh, the hook shot from downtown. Bulba catching IX Mike. And then there we have Battery Assault. They get the glimpse back, though. That's gonna stop Bulba from being able to continue further. Scouting with that rocket, yet not gonna be able to take down
They are riding up to this top lane, almost agging him now on Eagle, so maybe gonna be able to save one of the cores that gets like super committed on a fight, maybe turn it around. We'll have to see. So that could open up opportunities for Freedom to take a good fight. BSJ pushing down to the bottom, and Eski setting up for him. Does accidentally miss the bolas, or slight in the wrong place rather, so BSJ gonna live there, barely getting out in time, as Freedom grouping up these trees in the top left corner of the map, just trying to stay split, and maybe find a pick off if some lone hero comes up to top with the Ember Spirit keying up to push it up, as they know all the heroes around bottom taking the shrine.
So this is around the time Freedom are gonna want to just be dodging every single engagement, at least until this Aegis is worn off. What can Onyx do to really pressure them and like force that there's, I mean, now it's a non-factor, but what could they have done to keep forcing the issue when they have that Aegis? How do they make sure that they get the outcome that they want?
I'm just getting these lanes out, looking for opportunities to smoke to Freedom, looking for fights wherever they can, just continuing to push up the lanes as far as they can. So
they grab themselves a Dubu. Yeah, they get the lasso into the duel and might be able to take, yeah, they take this. So a little bit more damage going the way for the LC.
Yeah, just trying to keep map control for as long as possible, find these fights, not get picked off by the Batrider and LC, and as this game goes later, they should be fine with the PA and Ember Spirit. Both cores scale extremely well, going for the Lincolns now on Mineski, so going to be very, very hard to take down, for sure.
This is actually a pretty decent Lincoln's game looking at it. Team Freedom, they're going to have to be very well organized in dealing with that. I guess what would they do? Just try to waste a glimpse on that before, say, a duel or something?
Yeah, Batrider
or
can get a
Firefly.
Force Staff. Yeah, they can glimpse it, they can Thunder Strike. There's a few things that can break it off, but overall just a very, very nice pickup that makes it very hard to kill this Ember Spirit. They can try and just catch him in a Static Storm as well, and then just not mess around with the Lincolns, bring him down that way is another possibility. But yeah, the Lincolns are definitely going to limit Freedom's options. BSJ does almost have the Blade Mail as well as the Armlet, so super fighting in your face build, but much later than you like to have it, as the PA already has the Lincolns as well as the Vanguard and the Desto, so extremely strong right now, and then Ember finishing up his Lincolns as well, so 2 Lincolns on both of the cores, and Bubble with a Force Staff now on top of the Blade Mail and Aghanims. Such an extremely farmed Clockwork, 10, 2, and 10.
And then on the other hand, I mean, Tomato here, just getting that Shadow Amulet. He's got high hopes to get to a Silver Edge, but feels like accomplishing that is such an uphill battle.
Has the mech now in Dubu as well, so they're bolstering their team fight. 600 gold on top of it. Smoke in his backpack, so you can see just them pushing up really far, playing on this hill, farming out these waves as much as they can. And Mineski pushing out bottom, so he does have these bots, so we can always be with the team, just constantly looking for fights. But Freedom gotta sit in their base, draw this out as long as possible, and wait for Onyx to make some mistakes so they can maybe capitalize on, try and find some pickoffs with the Batrider or the LC, some of these non-Lincolns heroes, or if they have enough people with them to break the Lincolns, they can try and kill the Lincolns, of course. But they always have to be careful of this Omni Knight, where he is, and if he's behind them, just ready to mech, repel, ulti, and turn everything around. So they have to be very, very careful on Freedom's side.
Oh, Freedom, they're gearing up, looking like they want to try to get a pick off. Flame break up. Yeah, Dubu getting recalled, and Mason just hightailing it out of there. He's pretty fast. Firefly just about up. They do actually grab the Clockwork, though. He's dragged right into the center of everything. Dueled up, pushed in. Oh, man! BSJ actually dying, giving the damage to the Clockwork there. Now Onyx on the forefront. The hook from way downtown. Down falls the Disruptor. Francis Lee running forward. Look at IX Mike, though. Juking and jiving. Get out of there. And instantly they're pinging out. Fen, Team Freedom do not want to lose any towers at this point. Because then that's a chink in the armor. That's a weakness. Oh, but the towers fall so fast. Oh, he gets time lapse back with that mic. Okay, they get right into the shrine. Still might not be enough. Huge crit there from Mason. Down falls IX Mike and the Weaver. Kamado playing ring around the rosy with these towers. BSJ jumping forward with that battle cry, getting ready to fight. Pressing the attack. And Mason doesn't even care at this point. There's nothing to counter the evasion. And you got just big old bodyguards. Ember Spirit. Oh, God. Speaking of Ember Spirit, taking down Jubei. Boba missing out on that hook. Francis Lee taking some damage. This is such a slow siege, but it's working. Motto is here. They pop the shrine. They at least can save this ranged barracks, but... Oh, BSJ slowly soldiering on. Gets time-lapse back. Now Eagle will pay with his life. Francis Lee just bouncing all over the place. The chain's up to Motto. He will fall too. And that's good game. Team Freedom have had enough.
Yep. Just a very good draft for Onyx, and the draft strat really not working out for Freedom. Definitely going their way this game, as last game was pretty close up to the end. Wasn't sure